Congressman Roger Williams from Texas's 25th District is the chairman of the House Committee on Small Business. And on the 72nd anniversary of the Small Business Administration, another agency that needed significant reform and got it in the first round and is certainly getting more in the second. Congressman, great to have you here.
Always good to be with you, David. Thank you.
Let's talk about that driver of the American economy, and that is the growth of small business, the possibility of success, the reality of failure. It does happen in business, and that's how we move forward as a capitalist-based economy. In the bill, there were a number of expensing deductions for small businesses, a number of tax rate adjustments, not government subsidizing, but government offering a chance.
Well, no question. Of course, the less government gets involved, the better it is for Main Street America. And David, you talk about it all the time, but 99% of the businesses in America are small businesses. 75% of the payroll of the workforce is generated by these small businesses, and the big beautiful bill has done nothing but strengthen the opportunity, as you say, to take risk and get reward in America. We're seeing more startups. We're seeing the fact that we've made tax cuts permanent is a huge deal. The fact that we've cut regulations for community banks is big, because before they were choked so bad by the Biden administration that banks literally wouldn't make loans because it was easier not to make the loan than to make the loan. So we're seeing huge response there. People are excited. I'm traveling all over the country, and the fact of the matter is that tax cuts permanent, fewer regulations, and 100% expensing for manufacturing is a big deal when you can buy a piece of equipment and write it off your take-in, rather than spreading it out over 5 years. And then of course our military gets the biggest pay raise ever. So there's a lot of great things in this bill that's going to have Main Street America, and it's going to be a great time. It's the golden age we're entering.
Congressman, I'm old enough to remember, and I think you recognize that phrase, that means a little history here, that in the first Trump administration, one of the successful approaches happened within the leadership and the cooperation of Dr. Ben Carson, Secretary of HUD, with 13 federal agencies, including the Small Business Administration. And to a key point, your point about small banks, local loans, building, helping entrepreneurs, providing where federal agencies could cooperate to help the growth of the individual and therefore of the small businesses around America. We saw multiple effects statistically from tax filings as a result of that. Small business creation had a better percentage of positive outcomes. Some do fail, that is a reality, but also 1 million taxpayers were taken off the rolls based on IRS filings, more than 1 million actually, but they were taken off the rolls off the poverty index, and out of that was a significant percentage of small businesses, whether a side hustle, your primary hustle, or just getting your business going. And now in the second term, we've seen that grow, to your points about expensing, small business expensing, and more. So when you look at all of this, is the SBA now working more effectively as it should, both nationally and regionally?
No question. I mean, under the leadership of Kelly Loeffler and my counterpart in the Senate, Joni Ernst, we're a pretty good threesome to begin to get Main Street back on target. And one of the things we did with the SBA just the other day was begin to pass legislation that takes manufacturing loans from a $5 million cap to a $10 million cap, which should have been done years ago. And now this enables businesses to get into business or even grow their business. That's a huge deal, too. So when government gets out of the way and lets small business compete against each other, not against the federal government, you have great things happen. And the tax cuts alone are going to be sizable and going to put more people to work because you can take more risk.
Congressman, we're having a little bit of a connection issue, but I think you're coming through just fine. We're getting your words, but the technology is the technology, as you know. To your resolution to honor and recognize, I think is the word, the 72nd anniversary of the Small Business Administration. Business in America has grown and changed. We're in the next evolution, including for the first time in 60 years, a computer revolution. We're using computing that's 60 years old. We're now in a new generation. Jensen Huang, CEO of NVIDIA, talked about that. Others in the industry have talked about it. Major players like Microsoft and Apple, those who make the hardware, and are looking at code and software and operating systems. And that also can be a benefit for small business and a combination of small business efficiencies in government, and for an organization like the SBA, the ability to track and maintain data, statistical and otherwise. Is this part of the plan with the Small Business Administration? I know you're not Kelly Loeffler and the administrator, but there needs to be technological revolution in that agency as well.
Well, they need to be able to advise, and of course, we oversee the SBA. We have oversight in the Small Business Committee, so we're working together. And again, the more the government can do to help small business rather than hinder small business, the better it is. I mean, we all agree the government should do fewer things and let Main Street America do more. And you put more people to work, and that's the way it works. Is capitalism and entrepreneurship. New ideas come out of that.
Congressman Roger Williams from Texas's 25th District. Congressman, I asked my prior guest, your fellow Congressman Murphy, about this. As your home and your work period at home in your district, what response are you getting from your constituents on the big beautiful law, on the tariff strategy? It's becoming more obvious, and today's a deadline, August 1st, for many nations, that Tariff-Mageddon didn't happen as the Democrats promised.
Well, no, it didn't. And the fact of the matter is, Main Street America, that frankly, wherever I go across the country, they don't talk that much about tariffs. What they talk about are the tax cuts and made permanent. They're looking for more money in their paychecks, because when that happens, they spend more money and it creates more opportunities. So people are excited about this bill. It's not the perfect bill, but it's a bill to get us started and hand over the economy back to Main Street, small business owners, and like you said earlier, risk and reward built this country.
Congressman, exit question. The RSC study group, of course, launching a working group to look at what a second budget reconciliation bill would look like. That's scooped by my colleague at Fox News, Liz Elkind, who covers the House, yesterday. So your response to that, to her scoop?
Well, Pfluger is a dear friend of mine, the chairman of the RSC. I'm a member also, and I think the more we can do to downsize government and upsize Main Street and upside risk and upside opportunity and reward, the better we can do. We can do a reconciliation. I'm glad that we're working on that. We'll see what comes out of it.
Congressman Roger Williams, Texas's 25th District. Sir, thank you for joining me this morning.
Thank you, David. God bless.
God bless, sir.